Hi learners. Most students think equations are difficult. But what if I told you solving equations is just like balancing a scale? Look at this. X plus 3 equals 7. What is X? And I assure you that by the end of today's video, you'll be able to solve equations confidently and correctly every blessed time. So get your notebook and pen and let's start. Learners, an equation is a math sentence with an equal sign. The equal sign means both sides are the same value. So what it means is that the values here are the same as the one after the equal to sign. And our goal is to find the value of what? X. And to do that, we have to isolate the X to stand on its own. Meaning, we are leaving the X alone on one side. All right. So let's look at X plus 3 equals 7. Now in solving this, to isolate the X, you have to get rid of these 3 here. And in getting rid of these 3, you have to what? Subtract 3 from these 3 before it can be 0 or nullified. And when you subtract 3, you have to do the same thing to the other side of what? The equal to sign as well. So what it means is that you write minus 3 here and then minus 3 here. So plus 3 and minus 3 is 0. It cancels out. It's null and void. So we now have X at this side equals 7 minus 3. So X is equal to 7 minus 3 gives us what? 4. So it tells us that when you put 4 here plus 3, it should give you 7. And it's the same thing if you have a box plus 3, it should give us 7. This box here should be 4. I hope that is clear. All right, let's move on to the next problem. Please, you can pause the video and try your hands. Come back to see if your answers are correct. Let's look at this example. We have X minus 5 equals 9. Now, in the first example, we have positive 3 here, which is plus. Here we have minus. And to get rid of this negative 5 here, so that X will stand on its own, you have to add 5. And you do the same thing toward the other side. So minus 5 plus 5 gives us what? 0. It cancels out. So we are left with what? X equals 9 plus 5. X equals what? 14. So when you put 14 here, minus 5, it should give you what? 9. So we are balancing what? Both sides of the equal to sign. All right. So now let's move to the next example. Remember that when we have minus here, we undo the negative 5 by adding 5. And when we have plus 3 in the first example, we undo the plus 3 with negative 3. So we realize that positive and negative, they undo each other anytime they come closer. So let's look at multiplication and what? Division as well. Okay, so let's look at our next example. We have 3x equals 12. Now to get rid of what? The 3, so that x will stand on its own, you have to what? Apply the opposite of what? Multiplication. Because 3x means what? 3 times what? X equals 12. This is the equation in its expanded form. So if you want to undo the 3 here, so that the x will stand on its own, you have to use the opposite operation of multiplication, which is equal to what? Division. So you divide by what? By 3, and do the same thing to this side. So this one will cancel this, leaving you what? X. So it will be equal to what? 12 over 3. So x will be equal to 12 over 3 gives us what? 4. I hope that is clear. So it's the same way. You leave it this form, you divide by 3, divide by 3. This one cancel, We are left with x here equals what? 4. I hope that is clear. All right. So let's look at another example. If the equation has a division sign, what do we do? So we have our next example, which is x divided by 4 equals what? 6. This can also be written as what? X over 4 equals 6. And since this is a division, to undo the 4 so that we can what? Have x as separate in one side, we have to use the opposite operation of division, which is what? Multiplication. So what you're going to do is that you multiply 4 and 6, or 4 by 6. So x is equal to what? 6 times 4. X is equal to 24. I hope that is clear. All right. So let's have our next example. This one, we are moving a step higher. So we have 2x plus 3 equals what? 11. This one, we call it two-step equation, which we'll be looking at in the next video in details. So we have two steps what? Equation. So in here, it means that we are going to apply two separate rules to arrive at the answer. We have the addition and subtraction rule, and then we have the multiplication and division rule, which we have seen in the previous examples. So here we have what? 2x. We want to undo the 3 so that we can have 2x at one side, so it becomes what? Easy for us to do. So to undo this, you subtract 3 because this is plus. So this will cancel out. So as it cancel out, we now have what? You do the same thing to this side as well. So we now have 2x is equal to what? 11 minus 3. And 2x is equal to 11 minus 3 give us what? 8. I hope that is clear. So now we can see that we now enter into what? Multiplication and division rule. So since the equation here is 2x, which is of course, which implies 2 times x equals what? Equals 8. Let me write the x well. So 2 times x equals 8. To undo the 2 so that we'll be left with x separately at this side, use the reverse or inverse of what? Multiplication. In this case, division. So you divide by what? 2, and then you do the same thing to the other side. So this one and this one will cancel. We are left with x, which gives us what? 4. Because 8 divided by 2 is 4. So it's the same way. You divide this one by 2, you cancel out. X gives us what? 4 as our final answer. So this is what we call two steps equation, because we use the first step, which is addition and subtraction, and then the second step, which is what? Multiplication and what? Division. I hope that is clear. Remember always to undo addition or subtraction first, then multiplication or division in this scenario or in this type of questions. Always undo the what? Addition and subtraction first. That is what we did. And then before doing what? The multiplication and division. All right. So today we have solved more on equations. So we will have new videos or lesson on what? One-step equation and then two-step equations in detail. All right. So you're going to try your hands on this one. We have 5x minus 2 equals what? 18. Pause the video and solve it. Come back to see if your answer is correct. So the first thing is to what? To solve the addition and subtraction rule first. So to undo that negative 2, you add 2. And then you do the same thing to the other side as well. So this and this goes off. Then we are left with what? 5x equals what? 18 plus 2. So 5x equals 20. So now this 5x means 5 times x. And to undo the 5 so that your x will be left alone on this side, you use the what? The inverse or reverse form of what? Multiplication, which is what? Division. So you divide by 5, you divide here 2 by 5, and then you cancel out. So s gives us what? 4. Because 20 divided by 5 is 4. So that is it for equation. And a quick recap. Today, we're able to understand what equations are. Equations are just mathematical statements. And then in equation, we keep the equation balanced. And then in solving, we use the opposite of operations. So we have what? Addition, which goes with what? Subtraction. And then we have multiplication, which goes with what? Inversely, with division. And I hope it is clear. Equations are not hard. Learners, they are just about balance and opposite operations. Practice a few every blessed day, and you'll be able to what? Master them. If this message or if this video help you, I will encourage you to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so that I'll bring you more simple math lessons step by step. Thank you for your time, and God bless you. Bye-bye.